Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Conscious Yogi podcast. I am your host, Danielle, and this is going to be a quick intro episode to my podcast. I am finally here. I've been, doing a podcast for a very long time, and a lot of things, including life, got in the way. But you know what? We are here. This is a space I want to create for women mostly and people who identify as women to come together and just talk, engage, strategize, and create a safe space for us to grow, to heal, and to do all of the work. I'm your host, once again, Danielle. Some of you may know me from YouTube. I started YouTube in about 2018, 2019-ish. And then I did that for a few years and I took a break. I haven't filmed a YouTube video since 2021, I believe. Yeah, since like 2021. And I just took time to heal. I was on a journey. I was on a journey. Still am on the journey. Always will be on the journey. But a journey that took me away from YouTube. I miss my YouTube community. I've been having people ask me if I'm coming back to YouTube, and I am coming back to YouTube. For the most part, I'm just going to continue to do my podcast and do my videos podcast style, and then it'll be uploaded on all podcast platforms. And then the video will be on YouTube, and then there'll probably be like snippets and stuff on my TikTok and Instagram, which leads me to my second thing. Some of you may know me from TikTok. So when I took a break from YouTube, TikTok just became easier and more conducive for my lifestyle. I A lot has happened since I was last on YouTube. Um, if you are a person who is on your journey of spirituality, of growth, of success, all of those things, become a becoming a better version of yourself, then you know how taxing that can be. And so TikTok just became an easier way to for me to navigate what I was dealing with and what I was going through and just my lifestyle in general. I ended up quitting my job for over a decade, or for about a decade. And I ended up traveling for months. I went traveling around Southeast Asia. And that was so liberating for me. And so I'm back and I'm already being consistent. This is like the second or third time me trying to film this, and things, you know what? Those things are in the past. So here we are. I want this space to be for all of the women who, especially Black women, but all of the women who are ethereal, empresses, priestesses, goddesses, aliens, whatever you want to call yourself. If you feel like you're called for more, if you feel like you want to do more, my honest belief is that it starts inward. And so I want to create a safe space for that, a safe space for us to share ideas. One thing my girl Erica Badu said is a man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all. So it's always room to grow. I can always learn from my audience as I have before, and I love that. I plan on creating a more private space so I can talk openly. Y'all know, a lot of these platforms have certain guidelines that we have to stick to if we, you got to play the game sometimes. And so but for right now, I'm going to make sure I'm consistent and showing up for everyone who value my content and who value, the things that I put out there and the things that I put on my platform. All of my old YouTube videos are there and they will remain there. I like to go back and see my growth. Some things are always cringe. But we go through phases in this life and we grow and we grow and we'll never stop growing. We'll never stop learning. And so I love that for me and I love that for you. And I love the community that I've built on TikTok. And I kind of want to merge the two. So yeah, a little bit about me as a person. I recently became a yoga instructor, which I'm very excited about. One of my goals that I wanted to achieve that I really didn't think I was going to actually do. Sometimes we get into a space where we think that things are out of our reach that's really not that far fetched and really not that far away. And so for me, I really want, each and every one of you under the sound of my voice to chase, matter of fact, not even chase, attract. I'm being very careful about my wording the more that I learn. So we're going to attract the lives that we desire. We're going to attract the lives that we deserve. And we're going to, take this life by storm. We as women are there's a very, very noticeable collective shift in the world. And a lot of us are, you know, dealing with that. A lot of us are dealing with circumstances not being as we were told they were, dealing with circumstances not being as we thought they should be. And so we have to navigate life. Some of us are choosing to be child free, some of us are choosing to be single. Some of us are choosing to, get married, to be in relationships. We are exploring our sexualities. We are exploring every avenue this life has to offer. And hopefully, mostly, especially for me, that's most important is doing my soul's purpose. Okay. Because I need to elevate, and I'm going to elevate and I want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do while I'm here. So with that being said, what else? The biggest change in my life in the last couple of years that I haven't been on YouTube was probably, you know, just my own internal dialogue and my own, healing of trauma. First of all, recognizing trauma, and second of all, healing those things. And a lot of things we won't quite get over. That's like a part of the human experience. But, you know, healing those things, growing as a person, growing open in my heart, being exactly who I am and being comfortable with that. A lot of shadow work has been done, and that personally is one of the most important things you will ever do on your journey is shadow work, because shadow work is going to be one of those things that really transform who you are and transform most of all your relationship with yourself. And I think that is the number one step all of us, would be better off taking, is starting with ourselves. A lot of us go into situations and relationships and jobs and whatever, what have you, and we haven't even taken time to learn ourselves. That's like one of my favorite things to do, and to figure out get the cheat codes for myself, hack my own self, and hack my habits, hack, what works and what doesn't work. And it's so exciting to watch yourself transform in the same way you love to watch yourself physically transform when you go to the gym and you work out and you start seeing your body change and you start seeing your clothes fit, differently. It's that same way, except in the spiritual realm, on the spiritual realm. And a lot of those things has really transformed who I am. I've always been a cautious person. I'm a Virgo, the name gave it away. But so a lot of the times I'm a ponderer. And so I get new information and I ponder, I sit on those things. And a lot of times that can cause, me and others to be stagnant. And, the mind is a very tricky thing. And so we want to keep pushing forward. We want to go to the deep, dark, dirty, crusty, all the way back to the happy, light, fluffy places inside of us so that we can create, that balance, that yin and yang, and really tap into our higher selves, tap into, different frequencies so we can, elevate our awareness and thus raise our consciousness and operate from a higher consciousness place. This space will be for, open-minded women. I'm open to as many people who find value in what I say, but this will predominantly be a space for women. I do believe with everything going on in the world that we should really, get together as women, men get together as men, and those in between, the he, she, they, them, all of them. If you identify as a woman, you're welcome to this space. And you're welcome to, commune here, and you're welcome to break bread here. I think it's very important that we come from a heart space. And that is personally what my next really big thing is to work on so that I can elevate. I did a lot of shadow work. I did a lot of being comfortable with my shadow, being comfortable with, the parts of me that we were once told was unacceptable. And the bottom line is we're both light and dark. We're both masculine and feminine. And the ultimate dharma, the ultimate thing as a yogi, if you're familiar at all with yoga, is merging those things balancing those things to become your ultimate higher self and to tap into the knowledge and the consciousness that your higher self stored from your many lives, from your many experiences, and go from there. So I hope that y'all will tune in. This will be a very quick episode, just because it's an introduction, and then we'll go into more details. If you all want anything, me to discuss anything specific, feel free to email me. I don't really check my DMs too much, but you can always write in the comment section of one of my videos or something and ask your questions or give your suggestions or email me. And, we can talk about those things and hopefully create a space where we can all talk together, a safe space so we can strategize through this life, honey, because at the end of the day, all of us are on our own journeys and all of us are the main character in our lives. And so we're all good at different things. We're all experts at different things, and bring those minds together and you have a whole sister witchy circle, baby. And that is the space that I want to create. My space is not for everyone. My space is not just for people who get what I'm saying, but it's for people who hear what I'm saying and, it may pique interest. I don't believe in debating as like a house rule personally for myself. Now, if you want to argue back and forth with people, by all means help yourself, but a big part of me do not resonate with that because perception is a big thing, and I'm gonna have a whole episode on perception. And a lot of the times we spend so much time bickering and arguing with people trying to get our points across when it's not meant to be. When something is meant to be, you will, like a magnet, it will attract itself to you. And so, I understand that people will come across my content as they have in the past and not agree with it, and that's okay. I just, as a personal rule for myself, I'm not going to argue with people about it. I'm open to learning, I'm open to growing, but ultimately, I'm just the type of person. I'm a Virgo. Okay. I don't say things, I don't do things without them being well thought out and filtered. So, with that being said, a lot of the things that I say, the way that I feel, unless I explicitly say otherwise, have been researched, have been studied, have been well thought about before I dare open my mouth. And at the end of the day, people have the right to disagree. I am just very um particular and very, you know, I'm very stingy with my energy because I believe that is one of the most important things we have. It's a currency that is far more valuable than the US dollar, okay, or any other dollar for that matter in this physical world. And so I will probably have several conversations about energy, storing your energy and divvying out your energy wisely. Um and for the most part, arguing and things like that, it's a waste of energy. Like sometimes if it's a person that's worth arguing with, then maybe I get it. But for the most part, no, I'm not going to do that. But you are welcome to do what you want to do. And if you ever get to a point where you decide that it also does not serve you to sit and bicker and argue with people, because a lot of people argue about things that they simply do not understand, then by all means, at any point you can change. But I want y'all to do whatever makes you happy. Sometimes I might feel like arguing if I wake up and the moon is in the right place and my cycle is in the right place and I just feel argumentative and I got to get something off my chest, I just might. But for the most part, much like our, sister Virgo, Beyonce, I don't care. I have no interest in bickering people. People are going to feel the way they want to feel. So I thank y'all so much for tuning into this. If you made it all the way to the end, stay tuned for more episodes. They will drop weekly. I haven't really decided what day, but for right now, we're going to go with weekly. And then just go from there. I cannot wait to hear from you. I cannot wait for you to comment and engage. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much.